So here's a little something about me. I actually have a finance degree. I even used to work in banking. I mean, I could calculate compound interest in my sleep. So you'd think I'd be amazing with money, right? Nope. I learned pretty fast that knowing the theory of money and actually being good with it in the real world, well, they're two completely different things.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. There is this huge gap between being financially educated, knowing all the theories, and being financially literate, where you're actually in the trenches, putting that knowledge to work to build real wealth. This whole explainer is about bridging that gap and getting you from this column to this.
The source material for this explainer just nails it with this quote. It's so true. The habits we're about to dive into aren't some complex, high-level theories. Nope. They are simple, they are practical, and they are actionable things you can literally start doing the second this is over.
All right, first up, we've got to align your mindset. This is the foundation, you guys. If you don't get this part right, nothing else really matters. It's all about making sure your money is working toward what you actually truly value in life.
Okay, so here's your first tiny habit, and honestly, it might be the most important one of all. It's called the priority alignment exercise. First, just grab a piece of paper and write down your top 5 priorities in life. Things like family, health, travel, financial freedom, whatever it is for you. Then, the scary part. Pull up your last month's bank statement and see where your money really went. I guarantee you are going to find a disconnect. And that fourth step, closing that gap, well, that's where financial literacy truly begins.
Habit number 2, you guys. This is a total game changer. I'm serious. The monthly money date. It's just 30 minutes, once a month. Block it out in your calendar like it's the most important meeting you have. No phone, no Netflix, no distractions. Just you and your money. This simple little routine builds an incredible amount of awareness and control.
So what do you even do on this money date? It's simple. You look at your spending from the last 30 days. You check in on your big goals, and then, and this is the absolute key, you set just one focus for the next month. Not 10 things, not 5, just one. Maybe it's bring lunch to work 3 times a week, or put an extra $50 into savings. Focusing on one small thing makes progress feel easy, almost inevitable.
So once you figure out where your money should be going, the next question is, how do you actually make it happen without trying so hard all the time? Well, you build systems. You put your money on autopilot and take willpower right out of the equation.
Automate.
Automate.
And one more time for the people in the back. Automate. Seriously, the goal here is to make good financial decisions the default. Because let's be real, when a task is kind of boring, like remembering to transfer money to your savings account, we just forget to do it. Automation makes the right choice for you every single time without you even having to think about it.
So what kind of stuff are we talking about automating? Well, start with the easy wins. Set up an automatic transfer to your savings account for the day you get paid. Put all your bills on autopay. You can even automate your investments. You make the decision one time, and you get that mental energy back forever.
And probably the single most powerful thing you can put on autopilot is investing. The big takeaway here is that one of the biggest drivers of long-term wealth isn't how much you invest, it's how early you start, even with tiny amounts. It is so much more important to start now with whatever you have than to wait for some magical day when you feel like you have enough money to start big. All right, we've talked mindset, we've talked systems. Now let's get into the psychology of it all. This is all about playing the long game, and that means changing the way you think and feel about your money.
So the first mental block we gotta tear down is this weird taboo we all have around talking about money. Get this, an absolutely wild statistic from the source material says that 62% of people do not discuss money with their family or friends. Isn't that just crazy?
And here's the kicker. In that same study, 66% of people believe that having those open conversations is the key to achieving financial freedom. You see the massive disconnect there, right? We all know it's super important, but we're all too awkward or uncomfortable to actually do it. So the habit here is simple. Just start talking. Break the taboo.
The next big mindset shift is all about how you see gratification. Look, we live in a world that screams, I want it now, but building real wealth is a long-term game, so you have to reframe it. Stop thinking of saving money as a sacrifice. Delayed gratification isn't about depriving yourself, it's an act of self-love for the person you're going to be in the future.
I absolutely love this reframe from the source. Every dollar I invest now is buying me more freedom, more options, and more security for my future self. See? That money isn't gone.
It's out there working for you, buying you a better future.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Our final section is all about turning this knowledge into real, actual action and getting some big results from these small habits.
Let's be honest for a second. We all consume tons of financial content, articles, videos, you name it. But how often do we actually do anything about it? The rule of one is the habit that's going to change that. The next time you learn something new about money, even from this, the goal is to implement just one small thing from it that very same day. That's how you go from passively learning to actively making progress.
And now for our last tiny habit, and it's a really powerful one. The source material makes this incredible point that the single best investment you will ever make, the one with the highest possible return, it isn't in stocks or crypto or real estate, it's in you. It's in your skills, your knowledge, your abilities.
Think about it like this. Let's say you spend $500 on a course to learn a new skill, and because of that skill, you're able to earn an extra $1,000 a year.
That's not just an expense, people. That is a 200% return on your investment in the first year alone. And the best part? That skill is yours forever. The market can crash, things can change, but no one can ever take that away from you. And that's really it. You see, none of these are some huge, scary life overhaul. They're just small, tiny habits that when you do them consistently, compound over time into incredible results. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. What is the one small habit you will start today that your future self will thank you for?